Hello, welcome to PAXTON ROAD TV. This is the PAXTON ROAD TV preview show for the FA Cup game versus Brighton. Tomorrow kicks off at 8 o'clock. I am Sam Spurs for life, and I'm joined in the house by Sean Hurl. Why have you got a little hyphen over you on there? That's. I just noticed that as well. That's good.
That's in Irish, yeah. They call it's an accent that you wouldn't see normally.
No, I just noticed that one. I was like, oh, is he going? I don't know what he's going, or Spanish or Italian or whatever it was. I was going to call you Shawnee Hurd.
I've been called worse.
Same. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, comment. PAXTON ROAD TV. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do that straight away. Hit that like button, helps the channel out no end, and we will get into this. So, Mr. Hurl, Brighton tomorrow. We have had the transfer window closed. We've got 2 new players in. Several players have left, certainly on loan. One player's left, definitely. Now that transfers are complete, how do you think the mood is within the camp now? Saw a couple of training videos. Everybody, as they always do, look very happy. It's all propaganda when it comes to the training videos. But in reality, how do you think things are within the camp now?
Well, I think fresh faces always bring a bit of renewed vigor. I think whilst the pecking order gets sorted out, so there'll be a few sort of challenges going into Kulusevski just to see if he's hard enough. I would imagine Bentancur can more than look after himself. But yeah, I think generally the mood would be good. I mean, earlier today I saw an interview with Kane on Amazon Prime Video, and he was saying that Conte's brought a great culture to the club. So I would imagine that they're more than happy, and they've obviously said their sad farewells to their former comrade, Mr. Ali. But they go on. Players have to adapt. And as long as you're in and around the team, I suppose you'll be quite happy. Slightly smaller squad.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's always the case that the biggest thing in management, I think, it's a bit of a cliche, but it's true as well. It's not about the 11 that play; it's the ones that are not playing. How you've got to try and manage them and keep them happy. So Conte, I think, is obviously used to that. I think he probably wanted a higher standard of player, or at least a more condensed, compact group of players that he can trust. And it's that word trust that I think he's now. I think we've got enough players that we can do that with. Likes of Ndombele, Lo Celso, Ali. I'm not sure we could really trust them. I trusted Gil, but I'm not sure he was quite ready. So the players that have gone out, I think, on balance, I think it's probably right decisions to have been made. What did you think of Conte's comments, though, in his press conference in regards to, it was a little bit of a veiled dig at, I don't know who he was digging at, but it was certainly a dig at somebody regarding players.
I don't think many people got away with it. I mean, as we were saying pre-show, I thought even PRTv was getting a bit of a dig because there's a player he got in summer and he's already gone back to Valencia. So yeah. I think he was. I mean, I think he was fair in his assessment. He said that Ali needed a new adventure, and he thanked him, and that was good. And he kind of glossed over the 2 major departures in my view, Ndombele and Lo Celso, as he insists on calling him, because it is clear that they just don't do a thing for him.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, we'll probably get into it, but he did say some quite interesting things during the conference, particularly about where he expects players to play. But we'll cover that low down in the course of this chat.
We'll do that. Romero, Dyer, Son. Well, Dyer was back before the international break, but certainly Romero and Son are now back full training. Will probably be involved tomorrow. How serious do you think Spurs are going to take this match? Well, I say how serious. Obviously, they'll take every match seriously, but we talked about the game that we've got on Wednesday against Southampton, which is a home game for us. We're neatly positioned. As I said, top 4 is in our hands at the present time. Even top 3 potentially. But let's not get carried away. Let's just at least say top 4 is within our hands. How seriously do you think he's going to take this game tomorrow?
I think Conte will take it quite seriously. He'll go strong strong tomorrow, and he'll go strong on Wednesday. And that's the nature of the game. You come to the English football, and it's you play midweek and you play at the weekend. And you have to be up for it. And we've got I think we've got players in place. There's one or two injuries, but I'm sure he'll go strong. He's already indicated what he feels about the new boys for tomorrow, but they could be ready for Wednesday. Let's I think he will take it seriously. I mean, he would love, as we all would, that he won the FA Cup in his first season here.
Yeah, he did, and I think you're right. I think he will take it seriously because Conte, as we've probably seen, he's not a good loser. And when he loses a game, it's almost like the end of the world for him. Sometimes you can see it in his whole body language. And when he loses, he also says a lot more. He says a lot more about what's happening and probably reveals too many truths.
The bottom lip goes out. As they say up here, a petted lip.
Exactly. But we've got no more transfer window, so we can't exactly say we need to get players in. I think going into just based on the transfer window, we did obviously a lot of work early in the week, but I think we're going to go quite heavy in the window in the summertime, which a lot of the teams will do. Those that are around us, like West Ham, Man United, and Arsenal, never strengthened. So I think the balance of what our squad now conference is balanced. But just looking at Brighton now, how do you think Brighton would approach this game? Because Brighton, they were high flying earlier in the season, seem to have dropped a little bit, but they don't seem to be conceding a lot of goals. They've a whole lot of draws in there. Do you think that this is a priority for them, or is it going to be a case of they'll just put out a competitive team, but maybe hold back a number of players? I don't know. The other thing is I don't know if they've got a game midweek.
Yeah, who knows? I think there's quite a few games in midweek, but I think I would imagine if they will, as you say, they'll put out a competitive team, but they'll, their priority is always going to be let's do as well as we can in the Premier League. And the further up you finish up the table, more money comes in. I don't know where they are in the shake-up for Europa League or Conference League, but it could be quite interesting to see what they do. But I think there'll be two competitive teams picked for tomorrow night. But I'm hoping that we'll be just a little bit stronger than them.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we've definitely got the players to be able to go strong against them. They are just looking at. They've got 30 points. They're on 30 points. They're in 9th position in the table. I think that it's safe to say that Brighton are probably safe. They may think that they have got a good opportunity to go for a Europa League place, but I think it's probably going to be just beyond them because I think there's a lot of teams ahead of them that are more competitive. But I still think Graham Potter's done he's a very good manager, and the style of football is going to be what's going to be intriguing tomorrow. They have played, recently they played a 4-4-2 diamond, but we all know that they like a three at the back as well. So the tactical aspect is really what I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Graham Potter is going to be tactically astute to maybe come up against Conte. And we've already seen the likes of Tuchel when he's come up against Conte this season, in my opinion, kind of got the tactics right. How do you think that Brighton's approach will be in terms of their tactics? Are they going to be, kind of matching up what we might do in terms of a three at the back?
Yeah, I think they will match us, formation wise. Interestingly enough, I believe Basuma is back from AFCON because his country were eliminated early. But whether that's taken it out of him, the travel, I don't know. But I would imagine he's going to play. And it's, I suppose it's just a case of, us containing them. They always play well at our place. They've given us some tough games, and they've certainly given us some tough games on their own patch as well. I'd imagine they will match us. I can't see them. I can't see them going to a 4 against us. With just given that we'll be playing with 3 up front, I think they'll just match us.
Yeah, we've got. I'm going to get this predicted lineup, and I'll put that up in a minute. But Burnley, no disrespect to Brighton, but they are, in my opinion, they were high quality Burnley. What I mean by that is they're very solid, they're very compact, but they've got a bit of football nous about them. I think with Graham Potter, he's got that football nous, and they've got some good individuals. You know, you've got the likes of Danny Welbeck, who's probably been in and around the higher echelons of when he was at Manchester United, but never quite made it. Obviously, the same thing at Arsenal as well. Injuries have curtailed him, but he's a decent player. And the midfielders you've mentioned about Basuma as well, and obviously with their back line as well, very solid, very big guys. So it's not going to be as Kevin Murray said, it's going to be a tough game tomorrow, and I think you're right in that. We've also just got a comment here from Roachy Baby saying we can use 5 subs tomorrow in the FA Cup. So I suspect that we will see the likes of, you know, who we're going to see tomorrow. We're going to say Kulu. Are we going to call him Deji Kulusevski? What are we going to call him? I don't know what he's going to be called yet.
I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. I think the players always just shortened it to Kulu. Certainly, I've seen the interview with Bentancur today, you know, which is obviously translated, and he definitely used Kulu as you know, the shortened version. So, yeah, it might be interesting. I see the question there from Kevin Murray. I think Son might not be. He might feature from the bench as well tomorrow, Son. I don't think he's quite 100%. So I think we'll have quite a strong bench. Yeah,
I think he's been training for. Well, there was a little bit of. I think South Korea wanted to call him up, didn't they? But then I think Tottenham obviously didn't want him to be going and traveling away international break. I suspect he was fit enough to probably go and play for them, but our paymasters, we're giving him his wages, probably said to the medicals team, don't quite make him ready. I think he's going to play tomorrow. I don't think.
Well, you know, certainly, you know, if he's fully fit, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the bench tomorrow.
No, you're right. It wouldn't surprise me either if he was on the bench, but I just think, you know, with the likes of the other players coming in, it's an opportunity now to go strong and then to use the bench once you've won the game. Because this is what I think the problem is. You don't start strong. You've seen how we've played before. It takes then the heroes to come on and win the game. I don't think we've quite got that level of players who don't care anymore. I think everybody that comes into the team have got a certain degree of passion to want to play for Spurs. But, you know, I still think we lack some quality in some areas potentially. And I think Brighton will, it'd be a tough ask to just go and beat them 3 or 4. I don't suspect that will be anything like the score tomorrow. I think it's going to be a very tight affair. But we'll get to our score predictions near the end of the show, as always. But let's go on to this part now. Okay. You like this? I like this. Thank you very much to Talk MU for the graphics, as per usual. Right then, Mr. Shawnee. Shawnee.
Man, that's a Shan.
It's Shan.
You know what I mean? That's how the rest of my family speak. Big, thick Northern Ireland accents.
So I'm going to go through this predicted lineup here. So again, please don't shoot the message up. I don't know who's playing tomorrow. I have no idea. I've got no dial-in with the club. I'm just making my own assessment. And me and Sean are going to discuss if we think it's correct, any change. Right, I think let's start off with the goalkeeper. Any arguments there?
No, I think Lloris plays, without a doubt.
I think Lloris plays. There was a possibility that, you know, in the cup games, would he play Galini? But he's only played Galini, I think, in one game outside of, you know, the league games in the cup. And I don't think Galini's really going to be given that opportunity tomorrow, because I think we want to win this game. And not to say that Galini would make mistakes for us to lose it, but I think Conte's going all out, personally. So, no arguments there.
Absolutely none, no. Hugo plays.
I think this player, number 4, Cristian Romero, who we've not seen since November, I'm throwing him straight in. I'm throwing him straight in at the back. I'm also going to go in with Dyer. Dyer made his last appearance in the last game as well. That was against Chelsea. And Davis. Back 3, what do you think of the back 3, Sean?
I like that back 3. And I don't know. Well, I'd love to see it be the fully fit Romero that we saw earlier in the season. I mean, he seems to be getting stuck in the rondos. So yeah, I would imagine he will play. I think that's who I'd pick if I was Antonio, but thankfully I'm not.
Do you think there's a doubt of him playing just because of the long-term nature of the injury. I know it was November. I can't remember the exact date, but something like 20-something of November. It might have been earlier than that. That since he has played.
It's just it's the type of injury as well. You know, how severe was that tear? You know, we speculated on here before that it was a tear. You know, a 3. We'll see. He looked okay in the videos that we saw. So yeah, I would hope he would be playing.
And what kind of made me think that he would be playing? Because normally Conte's quite honest in it. He'll say if somebody's not going to have a chance to play, and he's always maintained Romero's not fit. He's getting better. He's getting fitter. He's now said he's available, and I think that means in my head that 90 to 100% fit in terms of match fitness. Obviously, the match sharpness will be different, but in terms of match fitness, I think that's going to be our best back three.
Yeah, and obviously Antonio did drop today that Tanganga is injured and out, so not available. So
okay.
So you know, it would seem to make sense that Romero is going to play in that position. You know,
yeah. I wouldn't be too off put if I saw Sanchez instead of Romero. That wouldn't give me nightmares. It would give me nightmares if I saw Sanchez on the left-hand side of this back three.
You know what I've said about they need to build a wall down the middle of the pitch, you know, from goal mouth to goal mouth, and he just stays on the right-hand side, you know, because he's a nightmare when he goes from the left-hand side. It's almost like you know, he's off kilter or something, you know.
Yeah, it's literally he looks like he's should. Yeah, I really think he's a player. I like Sanchez. I like Sanchez in terms of that desire to just play through stuff. He's been given a torrid time. I've given him a torrid time. I think the fans have given him a torrid time. You know, we've seen the memes that he had, the Man City games, the way he makes his mistakes.
That was a killer, yeah.
His mistakes are always glorified mistakes, and that's for him to have come through that and to still be able to play. I think shows testament to his strength of character.
And a match winner at Watford as well.
Exactly. But I think that's our strongest back three. So I'm going to go with that. Okay, let's go on to the wing backs. Might throw a little surprise in here for you. I'm saying Doherty, and I'll go back one stage. I'm saying Doherty. The reason I'm saying Doherty, I think he's got more attacking prowess than Romero. Than Emerson.
Romero.
Than Emerson.
You're picking him twice, right now, Sam?
If I could, I would. I definitely would. But I think Doherty has proved that he's capable. I wouldn't say he's a world beater in terms of that position. And I think in the summer, we'll be looking to strengthen that. But in terms of the attacking side of stuff, in a Conte system, he really needs his fullbacks, wing backs, as they say, to really be attack-minded. I think he's more attack-minded than Emerson is currently. But because of the game on Wednesday, what's your thoughts?
My only concern, I think there's a Brighton have picked up a player. I can't remember his name. Spanish guy with like a mop of hair, looks like David Luiz. You know what I mean? He might give Doherty a bit of a torrid time because he plays on that left hand side. I don't know whether he's a left wing back but yeah, he's very, you know, he likes to run forward. So maybe I would, because of Royal's superior defensive qualities, I might pick him for tomorrow. But I mean, if we go on the 45-minute cameo at the King Power, the second half, I mean, Doherty was incredible. You know, I don't know what it is about that stadium. You know, the 2 times he's played for us in the league at the back end of last season and in that game the other week, he was immense. So he might be. It would be useful certainly in the attacking field. You know, as I say, I think our ideal wing back would be a combination of Doherty and Royal. I think, you know, but we haven't got that. And I suppose this might be the time to say, what about what Conte said in the press conference? Did you hear that?
What about
Kulu?
In terms of wing back, that was when he threw that
like
out.
Whoosh. Where did that come from? You know,
exactly. He said he could play a number of positions, number 10 and wing back. I was like, hold on a minute. Does this guy know? Does Kulusevski know that he wants to play wing back in this team? I'm not sure he does. I've never seen him play wing back. I don't know if he considers himself a wing back. I know he's a right-sided forward, left-footed right-sided forward. But wing back. I don't see a left-sided wing back or left-footed wing back playing right side. Doesn't make sense to me.
But obviously it was he dropped it like a stone in the pond, in that conference, the ripples. When I went, what, But anyway, it's interesting. We'll see, we'll see. But if it's Doherty, I'm not gonna jump down the guy's throat. He possibly needs a break, and I don't mean going to the Bahamas with Harry Kane as he did, Anyway,
playing golf. Let's get in the midfield two here. I think the standard midfield two, if we're going for a 3-4-3 system, or slightly might be a slight tweak on a 3-4-3, but we'll get to that in a minute. Do you see any change to this midfield two at this moment? And now we've got competition. We've got Winks in there and we've got Bentancur. So I suspect that these two have got a little bit more competition for their places. But I do at the moment think that they're probably 1 and 2 in terms of that midfield combination. What's your thoughts on the midfield two?
Skip is not available tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't.
No, he's got a groin injury. That was that was broken. It wasn't said in the press conference, but it's been reported latterly. So there's no Skip. So I'm thinking it's going to be Winks and Højbjerg.
You threw that curveball in there because now I'm thinking, could he throw Bentancur in there from the start? Or do you think he did kind of allude to the fact that he wasn't going to start them, but
no, because I think Winks and Bentancur are the same player, so he wouldn't play the both of them in the same. He would definitely have Højbjerg and Bentancur, or Højbjerg and Winks, but I don't think he would have. I don't think he'd have the Winks and Bentancur playing at the same time. So I think it's going to be Winks and Højbjerg if he sticks to his plan to have, because he says that really the players need to train with the squad. And Bentancur took a day later. Kula's been in 2 days, but Bentancur's only trained with them today. So I think that would be
big ask, wouldn't it? Be a big ask to throw someone into a midfield. If it was a lower league opposition, there may have been a possibility. But even then, it's still the hustle and bustle of the English.
It said that Skip has got a groin injury.
And I see it in the comments as well.
And Tanganga, as I said earlier, has got a thigh injury. So,
okay, right. Let's get in the last player then in this 3-4 system. I'm going for Reguilon. Again, I wouldn't be overly fussed if I saw Sessegnon play there, but I think Reguilon is our number one left-sided wing back. Agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. And if he gets to 70 minutes and he's puffing again, then he can bring Sessegnon on to close out the game or something.
Hold on a minute. I've got someone here. Let's just go. This is what he introduced, and I think he's here. And I'm going to use this. It's not here. I used to have this sound. I was going to bring him in. I was going to put all this stuff, but I'm just going to bring him anyway. Here he is.
Oh, Sydney!
Hello.
Kulusevski.
See, I was actually looking for the breaking news music and I couldn't find it. That's what I was going to bring you out to.
Where's it gone?
I'm on the wrong thingy, so that's why. It's not gone. It's still here, but yeah. Anyway, welcome to the stream. We're sparking through. How are you doing? You're good?
I'm all good. How's everyone? All good?
Fantastic.
Yeah, doing fine. Yep. Good to see you.
Lovely.
So we've just gone through the predicted lineup in terms of, it was my predicted lineup, so I'll take any sort of flack for it. Sean hasn't, but we've already been told Skip's injured.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until just now. But Skip's out. Tanganga's out as well. So I've gone with the back three. The strongest back three I think we've got is Romario, Dyer, Davis, and then into the four: Doherty, Skip, Højbjerg, Reguilon. Any thoughts on that, Sidney?
That is, I would probably, yes, I agree with that. The back three I definitely agree with, because Romero's going to get thrown straight in, isn't he? Because they're saying he's fully fit. Dyer, and Davis. There's no one else that can compete with them three. So, yeah, I agree. Right back is a problem, isn't it? But I suppose out of the two, I think I agree with you, even though a lot of people don't want Dorothy. But it is what it is. The question is, who's going to fill in that number 29 position? For me.
And I think Conte's already said that I don't expect him to start the 2 new signings.
Nope.
And this is where we were kind of having a bit of a discussion about if that's the case and Skip isn't playing. I think Winks will probably get a call up. I think Winks will get a shout.
But Winks and Højbjerg in the middle too, man. That's
well
madness.
This is where it might be a slight change on this formation now. I've gone for a flat 4-3-3. I'll just put the rest of the players into so it can make sense. So Moura, Kane, Son. That's who I've gone with, and I've gone with that as our front 3. I think it's our strongest lineup. I think possibly that this guy might hover in and around this area here in terms of a number 10-ish player, and these 2 will play up top, but it'll be very fluid. I can see it being a front 3 of, fluid, but maybe more than feels in this position here to kind of make it a midfield 3. Do you think we might go with 2 up top, or is there any change? Even Bergwijn? Would you see Bergwijn playing?
Do you know what? I saw some stats yesterday. Somebody posted it about the number of midfielders the top 6 or 7 have got, and we've got the lowest. We've only got 4, whereas like Liverpool, Man City have got 8 and 9 midfielders that can play in the middle. We've got 4. That's a big problem. That's a big problem. And I think the front 3, I'd say it's a front 4 between them 3 and Bergwijn, and it just depends who he's gonna pick.
I've already raised a doubt that maybe Son might not start the game, and that he might be, and I would say play Bergwijn, who's full of confidence at the moment, and how he is a confidence player. So, but
how about this as a shout? And this is only a shout, yeah. But again, it might not. You put Sanchez where Dyer is, and you put Dyer in the middle.
Dyer in the middle of the midfield.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought about that, but I think he wants Dyer to be settled in this position in terms of that central centre back, to then start to bring him into midfield. If he has a bad game because he's not played there for a while,
he's going to get hammered, isn't he?
He's going to get a bit of grief. Play him in the position where he's been playing well. We have to sort the midfield out. What I personally might look at potentially was maybe Romero playing centrally, but I think Dyer's now taken that place. I think Romero's now going to play from his right-hand side. But with these 2, Davis and Romero, as we've seen, Davis particularly, they've been attacking quite a lot. They've been getting involved in the play, maybe joining as one of the spare centre-backs. So maybe that's what the position for Romero being in this right-hand side being. He can maybe attack into these areas, but also support out in this wide area alongside Doherty as well, potentially.
We got
Antonio likes his underlapping centre backs, doesn't he? That's
correct.
Kind of what Davis has been doing for a while, and Romero was doing prior to his injury. So
yeah,
I could see that happening.
You know what? I honestly think we're going to have a serious problem in that middle. Serious problem. I think people have overlooked it.
We might have Superman Bentancur in there. So if he might be like our version of N'Golo Conte and be able to play as one man but play in 2 positions. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But you're right in what you're saying. If we have a significant injuries or even suspensions in that midfield area, Conte's going to have to start thinking about how he complements that in another way. But we could, like you said, you could potentially bring Dyer into the midfield as a desperation move. I guess as another shout, you could maybe play Kulusevski as a number 10 in behind here. I don't know. There's options to be done, but you'll have to change the formation, I think, for that. Let me just read out.
He certainly ruled out the 2 new boys starting tomorrow. So
unless something drastic changes, I can't see them starting. But I'm just going to read through this predicted lineup for those who are not able to view. So that's Lloris in goal. The 3 centre backs: Romero, Dyer, and Davis. Right wing back is Doherty. Left wing back is Reguilon. 2 midfielders: Skip and Højbjerg, and a front 3 of Moura, Kane, and Son. You know what? The more I think about it, I'd love to see Bergwijn play as opposed to Kane, just for the fact that I think I want to see him get that opportunity to play as a central striker, but it's not going to happen because
it's not going to happen. There's no way he's picking Kane, is he? Not for Bergwijn or no one.
No. Let's have a quick look.
No,
at
Kane wouldn't have it. You know, it's a Premier League opposition. He wants to score. Yeah.
John
And he
Sweeney
wants
said
to progress in the cup. You know.
Well, he wants to win. He's a winner as well.
He wants to win the FA. You know, he wants to win the FA Cup this year.
100%. John Sweeney saying, I think we'll find it tough tomorrow, but I see Spurs winning 2-1. Well, we'll get to both Sid and Sean to find out what they're thinking in terms of the score predictions, because that's coming soon. We've also got Kevin Murray saying Doherty is improved and plays good balls into space. He's improved. I'm not saying any much more than that. David Wash is saying Skip is injured. Thank you for that. Groin injury. Kevin Murray is also saying play one of the new lads. Kevin, I would love to see one of the new lads play, but I'm not quite sure we will see them start tomorrow. All right, gentlemen, you know what time it is. This is it. Here we go. This is it. Give me your best. Starting with Mr. No, he's got the accent by his name, by the way, Sid. So it's Shawnee. Oh, Shawnee. That's what he's now called himself. Look, I'll show you. It's there, just above the name. Shawnee. Anyway, that's another story.
Change my name as well.
Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear.
You gotta have a laugh sometime, ain't you, Sean? Come on now.
I'm giggling inside, don't worry. You know me. This is therapy for me, you know, talking about the greatest football team in the world. In my view.
Dear. Well, let's start off for you then, Sean. I'm going to get the old pen and pad out. Give me a little bit of an overview in your score predictions. What are you telling me?
I am predicting a 2-0 win for the Spurs in 90 minutes.
90 minutes?
No extra time, no penalties, palaver. We're just going to, we'll just be too strong for them, and Brighton can then concentrate on consolidating their position in the Premier League. And they can join Arsenal as having the weeks off.
You know what? For me, Brighton are in that position where I don't think they're going to be able to make a push for that European place. I think the teams ahead of them, as we talked about earlier, are probably a bit too strong, but they're in no danger of going down. So they're kind of almost in that middle territory now. But would they then think the FA Cup is a good opportunity to maybe win something? Would they look at it like that? That's why I think it's going to be a bit of a tough game. But 2-0. I'll go with your 2-0. Let's go to the man above. It's Sid. Ask Sid. Sid says, what are you saying?
We're at home. You know, Brighton going to give us a good game, man. They're going to be tough to beat. I honestly don't think it's going to be an as easy game as some people might be thinking. And Brighton will come out and they'll come to play. And honestly, I think it's going to be a very, very tough game. And Shawnee, I think you might be.
I like that. That's good.
I think I personally think it's going to go into extra time. I honestly think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to go into extra time, and I think. Shall I do a Darius or shall I go?
Oh, don't do a Darius.
That's what I mean.
Don't do a Darius.
Honestly, if Brighton are at full strength, they're going to give us a game, and that midfield worries me. Honestly, it worries me for tomorrow's game. It seriously worries me, and my heart says I'm going to go with my heart. My head says Brighton are going to beat us, but my heart.
Oh, you are doing a Darius.
No, my head says Brighton will beat us, but my heart is saying we're going to win 2-1. I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to go 2-1. But my head is saying...
In extra time, after extra time?
After extra time, yeah. I think he's going to go into extra time.
After extra time. Ooh, Sid's not confident. He's not overly confident on this one.
Honestly. That midfield just worries me. And the fact that Son's coming back as well, and is he going to be off the pace a little bit? And we've had a week or two off as well, so
play Bergwijn. Play Bergwijn.
He's
a confidence player. He's up for it.
Yeah, but I think extra time 2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs in extra time. Right. I'm going to give us the positives from the fact that we've had almost 2 weeks off. Conte's been able to. There's been probably a couple of players. The majority of players have been with him for 2 weeks. They had a little bit of a break. They've come back refreshed. They probably had a bit of a mini preseason, should I say. I think he'll have got them drilled in. I think he's got rid of the mood hoovers in the team, the mood hoovers in the squad. They're no longer there. I think everybody camaraderie should be up. The players will be looking forward to playing. They've got a couple of new faces, always gives a little bit of an impetus to the players that are already there. And I can see a good performance from us. You're right in what you're saying. Now, I do fear for this midfield area. I do think that, you know, if it doesn't go well, what we're going to bring off the bench, because we've only got really wings. Can we rely on Bentancur to come in? I wouldn't want that to happen in a game where it's tight and then we're kind of a bit nervous at home, bring a new player on and he doesn't perform well. Crowd might get on him. I don't know. I hope not. Saying all of that, I think we've got enough to beat them, and I'm not quite sure if Brighton are going to really approach this in the sense of they want to win it. Do they think they're going to win the FA Cup? 2-1, I'm going with in 90 minutes. Sam says it. There we go. 2-1 in 90.
See, Sam, what you're saying there, I think they're going to go in. I think they'll be thinking, and Potter will be thinking that they've got a very good chance of winning the cup because they're safe, all but safe in the league. So why not give it a push? Because they've not been playing badly. They've been playing quite well. They've given a lot of big teams hard games. So I'm thinking Potter's going to say, do you know what, guys? Go out. Let's do it all because we've got nothing to lose. We get beat. Yeah, we got beat by Spurs. But if we beat Spurs, they've got a very good chance of winning it. And I wouldn't rule them out. Honestly, I won't rule them out.
Yeah, and I did mention that earlier about the fact that they are safe and it may be something that they could go for because they're not literally going to go down. They're not likely to get into that top 7 for the or even the top 6 if you want to look at the Europa side of stuff. Yeah. Go on, Sean.
But they're not strong enough up front to win the FA Cup, even if they were to beat us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They haven't got. You know, you need a Harry Kane. You need a player that can score goals, and they haven't got it. You know, I mean, they're very pretty. Or have you? Basuma's coming back from the AFCON. Maybe he might be a bit jet lagged. You know, it's you know, I'm still confident that we can win the game.
Yeah, I see that as being our positive. Being at home, being that we've had a bit of a break.
Home,
a few new faces around the place. You know, the players maybe a bit more up for it. They've got something to prove now. You know, there's no more excuses to say, oh well, you know, is there people in the squad that's making everybody bringing the mood down, all the rest of it. I said the mood hoovers are now gone. So the players that are now playing should be players that will want to prove themselves to have a longer future under Conte. Because I think the summer, I suspect there'll be more changes, it's now audition time for a lot of these players. Are they good enough to be at Spurs? So 2-1. I'll run through that again. And so Sean, 2-0 in 90 minutes.
Yep.
Mood Hoover Sid says 2-1 after extra time. Sam is saying 2-1 in 90 minutes. Good job Darius is not on the stream today because it would have been downhill for me.
Yeah, he'd have begun a Neil Mopay hat trick or something. You know?
You probably would have done, or a Trossard, overhead kick or something. Yeah.
Well, Toxic Headshot's not having it. He's saying Brighton are the apologies team. Everyone likes, but they are crap in all. Crap all in all. Sorry, I just misread that. Toxic, they're a decent team. I think they've got a decent manager. I think they'll play well, but they haven't got enough firepower. I agree with that. I think if we get the first goal, we should be comfortable. Final thoughts on the game tomorrow, then Sid, and then I'll come to you, Sean, for your final thoughts. Yes,
we've had about a week and a half, 2 weeks off. Like you said, the mood in that changing room now and around the club should be gone from toxic to happy days. Oh, happy days. But I think, like you said, everyone's now got to play for their positions, got to play for the club. The 3 players that probably were causing issues in the dressing room or just being on the bench and, you know, they've gone. And I think Conte's now probably got everyone drilled, ready. We've got the 2 new additions, you know. So, yeah, you know what? Play new edition tracks tomorrow. Sunny days. Everybody loves them. But now, man, it's happy days. Let's just see what happens. I mean, everyone, Kane, Son, all of them now will be thinking, you know what? As much as they loved the 3 that have gone, I think they'll be like, thank God they've gone now. You know what? We don't need to come into the training ground, into the stadium with them mopey sods. just sat there pissed off, whatever. I think now the aura is going to be decent in there. And now let's see. Now, like you said, Sam, they should be all up for it tomorrow. And now let's see if the mood has swung in that changing room.
Yeah, the crowd have to be behind the players tomorrow. That's a given. 100%.
Do we think we'll be a full crowd?
I don't think so. I don't think there is a full. I don't think they've sold the full allocations. I'm not going anyway, so I don't think they've sold the full allocations. But I think it'll be more than half full. I think 35,000. I reckon about 35,000. I reckon.
You reckon? I reckon it'll be more than that. I reckon it'll be close to 50,000.
Nah, I don't think
so.
so.
You don't think so?
Brighton will send their full
40 against Chelsea and whatever. So I don't think it will be. I don't think he'll sell out. I think it'll be about 35 max, 35, 40. I can't see any more.
Empty.
Yeah, of course. The other thing is it's 8 o'clock on a weekend where the public transport is a mess.
Yeah,
I think that could affect some people staying away tomorrow. It's on ITV4, I think, as well. So it's
Sean, I'm going to come. Sorry about that, Sid. I'm going to come to you, Sean. But just before I do come to you, you are. I said you said before you're going to look at one like me and Sid. This is all the rage here. No hair is all the rage. So when you get your hair cut, Sean, get it like ours.
Tomorrow, Tomorrow, this bird's nest on top of my head needs to go. Yeah.
What we're gonna have to do, is once you've got yours done, right, we'll all come in with a lollipop and we can just see you going, "Who loves you, baby?"
You got to remember, we've got younger viewers. We've got younger viewers watching this place as well.
Kojak,
so
just in case
you know what I mean?
Don't know who it is. It's Telly Savalas and Kojak.
Sure.
Who loves you?
You'd probably watch it on Grime TV or something. Yeah.
Anyway, Sean, final thoughts then for tomorrow.
Final thoughts. Yes, I'm hoping that this is just another step on the way to FA Cup glory. I can see Harry Kane with the winner's medal, him biting it, and making sure it's real, and come around my birthday as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Come on, you Spurs.
Lovely. Well, I think it's going to be very interesting to see the new players. I think they all, at least one of them will get an opportunity to play. I think tomorrow. I think Conte wants to start this new, new regime, a new lease of life for these players. They've all now got a new lease of life. If we were like Arsenal, we didn't get anybody else in, then maybe the mood wouldn't have been so. But
sorry, I watched a bit of AFT.
Oh my God,
man,
it was
that
beautiful.
was just oh God, it was just pure comedy.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
And then if you watch Expressions doing his Best of Enemies with Don Robbie today, oh man, that's fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
It's like they're saying it's a new dawn. It's a
new day.
Feeling good.
I want to stop it because if they ever got fourth and we didn't, that would be the biggest.
Not gonna happen. Is it?
No, it's not. But as I said, I wouldn't want that to be because that'd be real egg on our face. Anyway, before we go there, make sure if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you join PAXTON ROAD TV. You'll catch us tomorrow after the game. Should be about 10:05 because I think we're going to win in 90 minutes. If it goes to penalties and extra time or whatever it is, then we might be slightly later. It might even go into Sunday potentially, but I'm not thinking that way. I'm thinking.
Will you still be sober at 10:30, Sam?
That's the thing, though, because I'm back on the drink now. I can't promise that anymore.
Oh, you're back on the drink now.
Yeah,
it's February, isn't it?
It's February now, isn't it? So I'll stop that.
I think we should come on at 10:30 then, because Sam's going to be.
Give me the moonlight.
What do you think this is? I've already gone through a little half a glass of red.
Oh dear.
Anyway. I'm talking to the audience. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that like button, subscribe. Put your comments through for us as well. Make sure you do. Look out for Sid that will be coming again soon. We've now moved on from transfer. So, questions to come through for Sid, send it through on him to his Twitter account. Sid, where can they find you on Twitter? Oh, there we go. Your questions need answers.
Yeah. So Sid Spurs at Sid_Spurs. Catch me on there. And one final thing I will say is everyone listening, everyone in the comment section, we urgently require just before every match day, we'll be sending out tweets everywhere, not sweets for Deli Ali, tweets and everything on Facebook and Instagram and whatever. Send your video predictions in, please, because we want to show our followers, our Spurs fans on our shows predicting the scores for that particular game that we're going to do. The numbers just come up on the top right. There's videos all over Twitter as well. So please, please, I'm begging you, begging you, send your videos in.
And if you want to hear more tunes and singing, you're going to have to send them in now, because we've also got a guitar player down there as well. So we're fully equipped on this show here. Fully equipped. Music.
I wouldn't go that far. I can start a few chords.
Anyway, gentlemen, that's been a good one. Thank you very much to Sid. Thank you very much to Sean Hurl. Thank you. It's been a good one. We will catch you guys tomorrow. Kick off 8 o'clock. Don't forget, join us for the reaction show slightly after 10. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on.